Welcome to ProKitchen video tutorials. In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at our print toolbar right here. We're going to take a look at our zoom toolbar, and we're going to take a look at our find toolbar. So let's hop right in and get started. Our first button here is our print button. Everybody's pretty familiar with this. This is a pretty standard setup here. So you can come in here and you can adjust your printer properties if you need to adjust the properties on your printer. You can come to your page setup tab. You can change your margins if necessary. You can change your orientation if necessary. And sometimes this is nice, depending on how you've laid out your kitchen, to either do landscape or portrait if your kitchen's taller than it is wide. And then you can come to the appearance button and choose your print appearances. When you're ready to go, simply hit the print button, and a moment later you should hear your printer take off. We don't want to print this today, so we're just going to hit cancel. And the print preview button, this is the button that I use to print from. I don't ever use my print button unless I just need a quick down and dirty print. I like to have my print preview button here, and I'll show you why. With the print preview button, again, we can come in and we can select our printer if we've got multiple printers available. We can go to the page format for that printer, and you can come in here again, set your margins, set your portrait or landscape, tell it where to find the paper, all that good stuff. And then you have a choice of either fitting it to the page or printing it to scale. This is sometimes handy if you have to have something that's to scale. And you can print your entire design or just your display. You can also choose here to put a border on, to print a stamp form, or to keep it in grayscale. And we'll look at the stamp form in a minute. And then we have our page range. And this is why I like to use print preview, because I can send multiple pages to be printed at the same time. I don't have to just send what's on my screen. So we're going to take a look at that. We have all views, we have plan views. Here are our plan views, view 1 through 5. We have our current views, which obviously is the screen we're looking at, and we have our elevation views. Now we have a select view button that lets us choose the view we want to see. So we're going to click the browse button here. And here we see it shows all the views that I've created so far, all of my plan views, view 1 through 5, and then all of my elevation views, 3 labeled views and the 2 unlabeled views. And so here we can just tell it which ones we want. Maybe I just need 2 elevation views, maybe I need all 3, maybe I need all 5. Select them, click on OK. Now we can come take a look at our stamp form. And over here in our stamp form, it comes up with our design name, which will be printed, the height of the printing, and the font that it's going to be in. We can come over here to our logo. This is our ProKitchen logo, which is default for you. You can use clear logo and then set your own logo by using the browse button. We can come over to our text fields. Now on the very bottom of a printed screen, we've got 2 sets of text. And these are the texts that are down there. Feel free to change these and set them the way you would like. And once you're all ready, you hit OK. And now we can hit OK here. And our print preview screen comes up. And this gives us yet even more control over our printout. And so here we can change our ratio. So I can make that a little bit bigger because this is a little bit small, but easy to use at 1/4 inch. And then we can come to our mover button, and we can center that up if we want to. And as we scroll down, we see all of our other items here. So we kind of want to center that one up a little, center that one up a little, that one as well. And when we're happy and we have them when we like, we can go ahead and hit print. Now remember a moment ago, we talked about the items that would be printed on here. We had the 2 text fields here and here. These you can change in the stamp form along with setting the logo. We also had the date that was in here, the drawing name and drawing number. You'll also notice that the display settings down here, if you can read that, tells me we're 15/16 to an inch. So that makes it really nice to have that information on there so that the customer can scale that out if needed. Down here, we've got 7/16 of an inch on this one. So that makes it pretty nice to have that in there. When you're ready, you can hit print, or you can save it if you're going to email that. This makes a really nice email format as well. You can zoom in and zoom out if necessary, and you can change the size by percentage instead of ratio. And so that covers print preview. Now, print templates. This one's even more fun. This gives us the opportunity to take multiple views and put on one page. So I'm going to select this one. We've got a stamp form button down here, and our stamp form is exactly the same as the stamp form in print preview, so we're not going to run through that again. I'm going to click OK, and up here now I've got 3 window panes. So I'm going to right click in the pane and I have an add view option. When I look at this view, I see that I have my view 1 through 5, which is my view 1 through 5, plus my elevation views. So we are going to just use our elevation views in here. I'm going to start with our stove wall. And when you notice when I do that, everything goes away. I want to click up here and I want to scale to fit. And now there's my stove wall. And my refrigerator wall. And again, scale to fit. And finally, my sink wall, and again, scale to fit, and there's all of my walls. Now this would probably have worked best if my top wall would have been a really long wall and then 2 shorter walls. And so this makes it a really nice way to send out something, especially if you are printing it off. With the price of ink and everything these days, it might be nice to be able to give them multiple views on one page. You can print it, you can save it to file, close, zoom in, zoom out, and the mover. So you can move this guy over to the center so he looks a little better. So a nice little page to have. Going to close that out. And now we're coming to our zoom section. Select mode. This is the mode that you're always in unless you're editing something or placing something. So select mode is your mouse when it's in the pointer. Hand tool. This gives us a little hand tool so we can move around here. And this one's confusing for me. It gets me every now and again. I'll go and use my hand tool. Then I'll go over here and I'll try to select a cabinet. And I can't get anything to select because I got this silly little hand tool. And because it goes back to being a regular pointer. So you have to come up here and remember to change it back to your select mode. Zoom in, zoom out. When you click on this one, then you'll notice that there's a plus and a minus up here. And that little plus and minus, they are indicators of your mouse button that you should click to be zooming in or out. You'll notice that the plus is on the right side and the minus is on the left side. So if I click on the right side, I'll zoom in. If I click on the left mouse button, I'll zoom out. So zoom in, zoom out. Next button is our zoom into region button. And this button allows you to zoom into a specific region on the design. Move your cursor out to where you want to build your little lasso. Hold down your right mouse button, build your lasso. When you let up, here you go, a nice little zoom in. You can even get closer if you really need to. And then zoom to fit is our next one. And so when you click that, it just zooms us right back into so that our layout is fitting on our screen. Now our next button is Find Customer. We're going to click on that and it pulls up a search criteria for us. And so here we can search by name, by company, or by keyword. We're going to search by name. And here comes up the Mike Smith job. If we want to open that job, we can just highlight it and click open. And here is Mike Smith's design. So this makes it really easy to get in and find a customer and pull up their design so you can continue on their project. Now the next one is search design. Let's give this one a whirl real quick. If you just hit find, it pulls up all of your designs. So then you can go in here and you can check these other ones. You can see the ones by order, by status, by date. That makes it kind of easy. By name, let's put in ProKitchen tutorial and find, and we will open that. And here's our ProKitchen tutorial design that we've been working on. So you can see how easy the find customer and the find design is to be able to get in and find those items that you've lost. Now we've got our view panels. And these you've probably used at least a few times. We've got our design view. We've got our bill of materials view. We've got our global specifications view. And we've got our elevation views. And so these you can toggle on and off right from the buttons here. Or when they're open, you can turn them off from their little X button in the upper right corner. So this has been ProKitchen Toolbars Buttons Part 2 video tutorial. Thank you for watching.